Hello, and welcome to Pianime Recap. A group of heroes are summoned from another world and they are greeted by a princess. They have their powers appraised and they are all gifted with unique skills like the holy sword technique and the ability to use all kinds of magic. We then meet Mukata, and when he gets appraised he has a strange online grocery skill. Mukata is shocked hearing this, thinking his skill is useless and wonders if he has anything else, but gets told that that is his only unique skill. He becomes devastated and wonders why all the others got such overpowered skills. Despite this, he gets told that he will still need to have an audience with the king. The heroes have an audience with the king and he explains that their kingdom has been getting attacked by the Demon King. He asks for their help and the three heroes quickly offer themselves to help. Mukata, on the other hand, decides he isn't cut out for being a hero, thinking he would only get in the way, and says he just wants to have a simple life. He ends up getting out and they even send him off with 20 gold coins in the town. He starts attracting people's attention with his strange attire. He quickly buys a change of clothes. He goes around trying to learn about this world and ends up getting a room. At the end he is relieved he decided not to be a hero, finding the king suspicious with how luxurious they seemed, and decides he should leave the kingdom as soon as he can. Mukata checks out his stats and sees he has an item storage skill and an appraisal skill. He tries calling out for his online grocery skill but nothing happens. He wonders how his skill works and he ends up tapping on it, which brings up a page for his online shop. Mukata tries using it, ordering some water and some food. He tries to check out but it asks for money and he finds he can deposit his coins into the screen. After confirming his order, a package instantly appears containing his items and Mukata is happy that his skill is actually useful. He ends up learning that a gold coin is worth about $100 and the 20 gold he was given would be enough for a family to live for 3 months. The next day, Mukata finds a ride to get out of the kingdom. Along the way, he meets a merchant and after talking with him he finds out his item storage skill is actually super rare, with only 1 in 1,000 people having access to the skill. Hearing this, Mukata goes on to ask about the appraisal skill and the man reveals that that is even rarer, because only heroes summoned from another world can possess the skill. Mukata gets nervous hearing this and tries not to be suspicious. The man asks him where he is headed and Mukata tells him he is trying to get to the next kingdom. The man tells him getting out is a smart decision because the kingdom is headed for destruction and there are rumors that the borders are about to close. Mukata is shocked to hear this and in the end their carriage ends up getting suspended. At the local tavern, Mukata learns that the carriage services were stopped so people can't run away to the neighboring countries, because if people run away, the kingdom's army would decrease in size. So the men suggest that they should get out while they still can. Mukata wonders how to get out, worrying about the monsters he might encounter. He ends up heading to the Adventurers Guild and puts in a request for an escort to get out of the kingdom. The clerk tells him that since he is on foot it would take a number of days, so the cost would be 8 gold. Mukata is alarmed at the price, but seeing he has no other options, he agrees to the price. The clerk calls over an adventurer and we meet Werner, a C-ranked adventurer. They negotiate the mission and Mukata offers to provide them with food during their journey and they come to an agreement. They prepare to set off the next day and Werner introduces the rest of his party. There's Vincent the swordsman, Rita the scout, Ramon the mage and Fong of the healer they had on their way and soon stop for a break. Mukata goes to prepare some food, pulling a stove out of his storage. Vincent is surprised to see the storage skills. Rita is impressed at his magic stove we see in a flashback at a store. The shopkeeper tries to sell him a magic stove for 50 gold, but instead, he was able to find a cheap portable stove from his online shop. He ends up making some soup and sandwiches, and when the party tries it, they are amazed. Ramen finds the soup to be delicious, but it was actually just some instant soup. They find the bread is super soft, calling it the best bread they have ever tasted, and are glad they took this mission. The group continues on their way, but get attacked by some monsters. Werner and Vincent are able to swiftly take them out, but Mukata is startled at the scene as they get healed up. The reader reports that there is a red boar head. They discuss how to deal with it, but it suddenly appears and Mukata is shocked at its size. Werner tells them to get cover and they proceed to battle against the boar. The boar is defeated and Mukata is impressed at their strength. They end up skinning the boar for its skin and horns, but there is too much meat for them to carry, So Makata suggests putting the meat in his storage. They decide to stop for dinner and the group is looking forward to eating his food. They crowd around him to watch, but Makata gets worried, saying he gets embarrassed, but in reality, he doesn't want to reveal his special skill. He gets to cooking, combining bacon, cabbage, and potatoes and even adding sausages to create a delicious stew. He hands out the bowls to everyone and as they eat, Makata wonders if it's not to their taste. But they are soon stuffing themselves and they all ask for seconds. Makata is surprised they like it that much and Ramon reveals that they normally eat jerky and hard bread when they are traveling. Rita even feels her body in better shape thanks to the meal. Makata finds this a bit strange and decides to use his appraisal skill. He is shocked to see Rita has boosted stats and when he appraises the food, he sees that it grants a buff. Makata starts to get worried, thinking if someone were to find out, he could be in danger, so he is determined to keep it a secret. But there is a beast that watches them from the bushes. The party continues on their journey. A few days away from the next kingdom, they set up camp in a forest and Makata decides to cook some of the boar meat for their dinner. He starts preparing the meat, slicing it up into pieces, and he uses a special sauce from his shop to flavor it. As he starts cooking it, the others are amazed at the smell and it even attracts the attention of the beast. When Makata is finished, the others stare in awe. As they try it, they are immediately blown away, having never tasted something like this before. They all praise Makata, but he just thanks his secret sauce. As Makata discusses his cooking method, their faces suddenly turn to fear and the beast has emerged from behind him. They are shocked to see a Fenrir and it speaks to them, demanding to have some of the meat. Makata quickly gives it a plate and it eats it with a single bite. It demands more and Makata asks it to wait while he makes more. The beast agrees and Makata quickly prepares more meat. He has a huge plate, but the beast devours it and demands more. Makata keeps cooking while the beast keeps eating and demanding more. After cooking again and again, the beast is eventually satisfied. The beast is impressed. Makata managed to satisfy him and decided to form a familiar contract with him. Makata thinks it's a bad idea and tries to refuse, but the beast gives him an intense stare and he just can't refuse. His friends encourage him and he reluctantly agrees. The beast's head starts to glow and the two form the contract. With this, the beast tells Makata that Isis is now responsible for taking care of him, expecting 3 meals a day, and Makata is left shocked at what he has gotten himself into.
As part of the contract, the beast tells him to give him a name. Makata tries to think, coming up with common dog names, but the beast is not impressed, seeing it as a Fenrir. Makata suggests Fel and the beast agrees. As the party continues on, the people avoid them and Warner worries that they won't be able to get past the border. Rita explains that there is a legend where a Fenrir destroyed a whole country and Franca says it definitely happened. Makata starts to worry. But Fel tells him he will destroy anyone that messes with them. But this just makes them more nervous. They have a break for lunch and as Makata goes to prepare the food, he realizes he is out of meat. When Fel demands to have meat, Makata says he eats too much and tells him to catch his own food. Fel agrees with this and heads into the forest, leaving the rest of the party amazed that he can already command the beast. Fel soon returns, bringing back a rock bird and Werner is surprised, saying that it is a B-ranked monster that they normally would struggle to defeat. Its beak and claws are valuable and Fel lets them out the materials as long as he gets the meat. Makata starts preparing their lunch, treating it like chicken. He uses teriyaki sauce for flavor. He serves the party and Fel wonders about his share. Makata tells him since he eats so much he will need to wait until the end and he patiently waits his turn. Makata makes a huge portion for Fel and he happily eats it all. After that the party makes it to the border of the kingdom of Ven. The guards are on high alert and Werner says they are preparing for Fel. He tells them to wait while he heads down to explain the situation. Makata wonders if it's going to be okay and they soon end up completely surrounded. The commander worries about letting in a beast that can destroy a country. But Makata tells Fel not to cause any trouble and Fel says he will only destroy those that harm them. The soldiers are amazed that can talk and the commander ends up agreeing to let them in, warning Makata to keep Fel in check so Makata tells Fel he won't give him food if he causes problems. As they enter, the parties show their guild cards, but Makata doesn't have one, so he is forced to pay to get in. They finally get in, and Werner warns Makata that people will be after him when they hear he has a legendary familiar. Makata despairs, thinking he had gotten away from the politics, but says he won't be staying for too long, planning to continue traveling and making money using his unique shop skill. Werner suggests it would be helpful to join a guild, and Makata considers the Merchant Guild. However, Vincent points out that the Adventurers Guild would be able to help with skinning and buying the materials from the beasts that Fell hunts, so Makata struggles to decide, but Franca says that although it's not common, it's possible to just register for both guilds. The party heads into the town and Okada is hit with another fee. There is a servant that instantly greets him, inviting him to meet the Count as a legendary beast tamer. Makata doesn't want to go, and tries to turn him down, but the man is insistent that he comes with him. However, when Fell approaches, he threatens the man, who runs off terrified. Werner worries about making an enemy, but Fell says he can handle anything they throw at them. Vincent suggests they would need a dragon to go up against Fell. Makata is shocked to learn there are dragons, and Fell agrees that a dragon would be the only thing that could match him, saying he once fought against 1,400 years ago. Werner gets Makata to sign off on their job, and Makata is surprised he can understand the language, thinking it must be a skill that heroes are summoned with. The group thanks him for all the delicious food and the party goes their separate ways. Makata heads over to the Merchant Guild and the people around try to avoid him. As he enters, everyone turns their attention to him. Nervous at the sight of Fell, Makata requests to join the guild, and the clerk explains that there are 5 levels of merchants, which determines the level of fees and taxes. She offers him the iron rank and hands him his guild card. Later, Makata finds that beasts aren't allowed to stay at the inn, but Fell's more interested in what's for dinner. Makata starts preparing the meat, but suddenly gets a craving for rice, so he picks up another stove from his shop. As he cooks, Fell watches eagerly. He finishes it off with a sauce and Fell devours it, finding it to be delicious. Makata gives him another steak, but Fell notices a change in the flavor. Makata reveals he has different sauces and Fell is amazed that the same meat can taste completely different, but in the end, Fell really likes the garlic flavor. Makata cooks for himself, making a delicious beef bowl, and he blows himself away, causing Fell to also want some of what he is having. Although it's not something he would normally eat, he finds the rice to be tasty. Meanwhile, the adventurer party is back to eating jerky and wishing they could see Makata again to eat his delicious food. As Makata goes to rest for the night, he quickly prepares the goods he plans on selling the next day. Makata heads back to the Merchant Guild, wanting to sell some of his goods. When the clerk checks out what he has, she is shocked and runs off. Makata wonders if there is a problem, but she ends up inviting him inside. He meets with the guild master, who examines his goods. The guild master tells him that the quality of his salt and pepper is exceptional, even fit for a king. He wonders how Makata came across such product, and it turns out he just bought it from his shop. But Makata says he came across it during his travels and the guild master respects his privacy. The guild master offers to buy everything for 14 gold, shocking Makata because it only cost him 5 copper each. As he considers the exchange rate, the guild master thinks he is reluctant and ends up offering even more money, upping his offer all the way to 17 gold. And Makata accepts the deal. He can't believe how easy it is to make money, and now won't need to worry about making money for a while. He heads over to the Adventurers Guild next, and the atmosphere is completely different. He tells the clerk he wants to join, but she is disinterested and just hands him a form. After he fills it out, she throws him this card saying he starts AG rank, and he wonders if he could have an explanation about the guild. The girl eyes and explains that adventurers are ranked from G to S rank. He is able to take missions up to 1 level higher than his rank, and the guild takes no responsibility for any injuries or death. Makata checks out the job board and finds an easy herb gathering mission to start with. Fell tells him it's time to eat again, saying would be happy with eating the garlic steak every day, but Makata tells him there are other foods that are just as good. Makata makes the garlic steak for him again, but suddenly thinks that garlic might be bad for dogs, so he uses his appraisal skill to make sure, and is blown away when he sees Fell's outrageous stats, realizing why he is a legendary beast. But that's where this video ends. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.